This is the We Get Outdoors outdoor business promo series where we get to introduce you to some of the world's leading outdoor and adventure brands, and more importantly, the brains behind them. It's your chance to get a real behind the scenes look at what's currently happening in the outdoor industry and what's about to happen. And I noticed, as I said the word brain, tonight's guest's smile erupted on his face. So I don't know if that's fear or excitement about what's about to come out of his mouth. So 6 questions in under 16 minutes. Chris Sawyer, are you ready?
Let's go.
Right then, look at that. The enthusiasm and the bravery is flowing out of you now. So Chris, who are you and why should we care?
My name is Christopher Sawyer, and I'm the founder of the Colorado Hammock Company. We're a grassroots hammock manufacturer based out of Manitou Springs, and we make our hammocks out of recycled plastic bottles that are crushed and extruded into fiber. And we also have this fiber available for people to use in their own creations. It's called Duro Blend. And we have those marks, Colorado Hammock and Duro Blend fiber, for creating your own hammocks. We also teach people how to make their own hammocks. So we're a do-it-yourself, grassroots, woven hammock making business. And we also do hiking. We take people that buy our hammocks on hikes in Colorado to enjoy the great outdoors, and we introduce them to using hammocks, suspending themselves off the ground and relaxing and taking in some great views.
Geesh. So you kill them on your hikes by making them carry everything, and then you give them reward by getting their hammocks out and enjoying the views. Look at you, hey, you're such a caring guy.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about Colorado Hammocks. What's the things that you'd want our listeners to leave with knowing about Colorado Hammocks?
Well, we don't make the traditional outdoor hammocks like that you're probably accustomed to in the small bags. I grew up in North Carolina, and we had the large woven style hammocks that have the spreader bars on them.
Yeah.
And I think they're much more comparable to a bed. They're also the mesh, the netting on them allows for a lot of breathability. They're not super lightweight. A lot of hammock manufacturers have gone that direction, and I get it. If you're going on a long backpacking outdoor adventure, that may be your only option. But if you're doing a base camp or a short hike, this is the most comfortable hammock that you can get.
Very, very cool. So as we talk about sort of what differentiates Colorado hammocks from other hammocks, you've mentioned there that you've gone for comfort over weight. What are the other things that you say would differentiate Colorado hammocks from some of your competitors?
Well, our hammocks are not made in Asia. We make them locally. We make them in small batches. They're multicolored because they're made out of the material that's not only recycled, but it's also upcycled. So we buy remnant fiber from companies like North Face, Adidas, Patagonia, GM, major corporations. They leave behind material on the manufacturing floor, and then we spin yarn into string that is then made into our hammocks. And we also have do-it-yourself kits to make your own hammocks. So I feel like we're a pretty dynamic, engaging operation. We encourage people to make their own hammock company, and we teach them the business of going out and selling them and creating their own kind of local movement around the hammocks. And part of that is definitely getting outdoors.
Very, very cool. So manufacture, you're recycling, and you're helping grow an economy. So ticking lots of things. And like you just said, they're a pretty dynamic company. And as all good dynamic companies, you're always thinking about what's next, what's the next thing on the horizon. So I'm going to put you on your spot here, and I'm going to challenge you to share with us now what is the big secret thing that you guys at Colorado Hammocks are currently working on that your customers are absolutely going to love?
We're going to be going to the National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado from January 8th through the 24th. It takes place at the National Western Stock Complex. We're going to have a suspension structure, a fort, basically, we're hanging our hammocks. You can come try them. We're surrounded by animals. It's like a petting zoo kind of thing. We're going to be making hammocks. We're going to be showing videos of our adventures in the outdoors with the hammocks and trying to engage with people in the public that might want to own their own franchise, basically, of trying to create a DuraBlend company. And that doesn't have to be hammocks. It could be bookmarks, dream catchers, anything they want to make out of this really cool material that we've chose to make hammocks out of. And at the same time, what we're doing is we're launching a Kickstarter because one of the biggest challenges for us right now is the color of our material. We can't make it in any specific color because we're subject to whatever's left behind by these big companies. We're going to try to make our first buy, and we're going to be giving away a lot of cool stuff like hats, T-shirts, hammocks, outdoor adventures with our company to people that are willing to get involved in our crowdsource funding to take our business to the next level.
That is awesome. That's pretty cool, pretty exciting. I'm sure you're going to make a lot of humans, and it sounds like quite a few animals quite happy and comfy on your hammocks there. You mentioned earlier, Chris, when you and I were chatting, you mentioned around you being an Eagle Scout. So I want to move a little bit away from Colorado hammocks at the moment and ask you, what do you think is the future of the outdoors and the outdoor industry?
I think that everything is shifted big time. I am a Bureau of Land Management camper, a boondocker. I go off the grid a lot, and the amount of people that I've seen out there is just incredible. This year, since COVID, people have really discovered outdoorsmanship, and I think it's only going to get bigger with the types of equipment that we have to engage in outdoor recreation is more advanced than it's ever been. You can sleep more comfortably. You can stay warm in colder environments. You can have more fun. You can inflate things that small watercrafts that you couldn't possibly have ever gotten out into places that are very rural and remote. The gear is just changing the industry, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, technology is moving things, and also stuff like you're doing with the recycling. I think it's more conscious. So you mentioned there that you're seeing a lot more people outdoors, and the pandemic has opened up the outdoors to a lot of people who probably wouldn't have chosen in the past. So what would be the message that you would like to give those people who are going into the outdoors either for the first time, reconnecting with the outdoors, or experience outdoor people?
With more people getting outdoors, it's also creating a bigger impact on our play spaces, and it makes it difficult when people leave behind waste in our natural areas. And so if you pack it in, you pack it out, you got to be responsible. Or what ends up happening is they just have to shut it down. And I'm seeing that a lot too. Go to some place I used to go to that, was at one time really nice and now is trashed, and they're having to close it down because they don't have the staff to clean up after people. It's supposed to be kind of a trust system, honor system type great outdoors. At least here in the United States, we have tons and tons of public lands that people have discovered, recently, and RV sales to create your base camp, and you can have running water out there and stuff. I think we have to be conscious of the rules around it. Staying for 14 days in one space, then you got to move at least a couple miles. Keep moving. It's not supposed to be. It's also not supposed to be like residential. Like, we don't want people going out into these spaces and just living there and claiming the land as their own. It's for all of us. But we have a great gift. We have a great gift of having all these public lands. We've got to take care of them. And that means holding each other accountable for how we use it. And also fires, forest fires, and the number of wildfires that we've seen from just pure negligence is very sad. If you start a campfire, you got to douse it all the way out so it's cold, and you can put your hand on those ashes, or a good wind can come and just light up a whole forest and ruin it for all of us,
Yeah. So while it's beautiful, take your responsibility seriously of protecting it for others to use afterwards. So I would encourage all of you to go and check out Chris and Colorado Hammocks by visiting all their social media pages, their websites, and I'll put all those links in the description below. So, Chris, many thanks for your time today. May the rest of 2021 and you head into Thanksgiving be an incredible time for you, your family, and for Colorado Hammocks.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Mark. I appreciate being on your show.